I'm going to show you how to make the famous Nigerian jollof rice. Very simple steps, very basic ingredients. You just need to add a few spices here and there that will make it pop for greatness. I'm going to show you what you need to use. Please feel free to add any comments after this session, any suggestions, any questions you may have. You're always welcome to add it in the comment section. Throughout my videos, please make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because in subscribing, you'll find the different secrets that I'll have available for different meals. All right, thanks for joining us today.
All right, so now we're going to go into our ingredients. The exact amount of everything you're going to need is going to be put in the comments section. All right, so we have our herbs. Our herbs is going to be essential. You can use rosemary, thyme seasoning, or thyme herb is going to be an essential for jollof rice. You want to add as much of that as possible. Some scallions. You also have your red Scotch bonnet pepper, your Jamaican red Scotch bonnet pepper, your red peppers, tomatoes, onions, white onion, sweet onion, purple onion. These are going to bring a nice sweet taste into your jollof rice. You can also add garlic. I did not add garlic here, but garlic is also going to give it that nice natural flavor, and ginger. Here I have my items actually cut up. So now we're going to put it in the blender, and once it's blended, we'll then heat some oil into the pot and allow the item or the oil to heat up. Then our blended mix will be poured into the pot where it'll fry the peppers. In the blender, I've added some water so that it can be easy to chop up my ingredients. So here you're going to add your ingredients and continue with the blend. As you can see here, I'm struggling a little bit with blending because I did not start off with my soft items. So you might want to start off with your tomatoes first. That'll make it easy for you to blend. Depending, an item that I did not mention, depending on how spicy you want your jollof rice to be, you can always add more Scotch bonnet peppers, or you may decide not to add any Scotch bonnet peppers. It all depends on how spicy you would like that jollof rice to be. You'll notice right next to my ingredients, I also have my Maggi seasonings. I have 2 Maggi Knorr as well as the crayfish Maggi. I like to add my Maggi in the blender because sometimes I struggle with actually, crushing it with my hands into the pot. So I just kind of throw it in the blender so everything can mix together. It's a neat finish, blend. And then I just fry it all together. But it all depends on you. You can always decide to just crush it into the pot upon frying your peppers. All right, so now our blend is complete, and now we get to the fun part where we're gonna actually fry the peppers. So you put your oil into the frying pan or your pot. I'll leave the measurements. Then you'll let it heat up, and once it's heated up, you can take sliced onions and dump it in there and let it sizzle. That's gonna give it an extra flavor. I also like to put the natural thyme or the actual thyme seasoning. You can use the thyme seasoning itself or the thyme herb. So I just throw it in the pot and I let that sizzle with my onions for, about 30 seconds. Then I pour in the peppers and now it's frying. So you let it cook up. It's cooking. Remember, our Maggi is already in there. We blended it with the peppers, but if you decide you want to crush it in, now is the time to do that. So you can put in your Maggi seasonings. You let it cook for a little more, maybe like a minute or two. And then from there, we'll start adding our other seasonings. So here I have a lineup of other seasonings that I like to add within my mix. You have bay leaves, another essential for jollof rice. Crush it up, add it in there. Aside from the bay leaves, I'll also use curry powder, just a little bit, not too much, just to give it flavoring. And again, this is what makes cooking beautiful. You can add whichever spices you feel would make your jollof rice pop. I have a jollof rice all-purpose spice that I've gotten also from the African market. And then I like to add my Lori seasoning. If you have more Maggi, you want to add more Maggi, you can add that. I added salt, and that's that. So now we have our rice. The rice is the next thing. As it's cooking, you want to wash your rice. Make sure your rice is nice and clean. Again, the measurements will be in the link below, but wash your rice. Make sure your rice is nice and clean. You wash it maybe 3 or 4 times. You don't want it to have that cloudy look. Your water should not have a cloudy look. Once the cloudiness is gone, you know it's clean. So as you can see, my pepper's looking really good. It's cooking up, and now I'm going to add the clean rice into the mix. You want to try to disperse your rice evenly. This is going to be key, making sure that your rice is dispersed evenly throughout the pot. And once you're done with adding your rice, it might all look as if it's one layer. That's fine. You're going to add at that point, after you've added your rice, some water. You can either add chicken broth. In this case, I didn't use chicken broth. Chicken broth will give it a beautiful taste also, or, turkey broth, vegetable broth, whatever the case may be. But I'm adding water, which is fine also. So you can add your water. As you can see, my rice is now drowning. I'm going to then cover it with foil paper so that it can steam cook. Some people actually like to cook their jollof rice in the oven, but I'm cooking it on the stove. As you can see, it is cooked. It's cooked really well. And now I'm adding, it's not fully cooked, but it's at a good place. I'm mixing it up with tomatoes and onions. And then you can stir. You stir up your pot of jollof rice. You can taste it here and decide if you need to add more seasonings, if you need to add some more Maggi or more salt. That's the beauty of cooking. You decide what kind of flavoring you would like for your jollof rice. Okay, so I've mixed it up. It's looking good. It's almost there, but it needs just a little more time to cook. So here we'll add a little bit of water. I decreased the light a little bit more. Then I covered it with foil paper. Check back on my rice 5 minutes later, and here we go. It is looking really, really good. I think we're ready here. You can do a taste test. Test it out. See if it's soft enough. If your rice is soft, if it has that beautiful flavor, and you're done. So here's your jollof rice. Remember, the key ingredient actually is love when you're cooking. So cook with love and with a great intention and heart, and your meals, all of your meals will be delicious. Thank you for joining me today, everyone.